This is a good one I wanted to share. Having two boys, my oldest is two now, today actually, and my youngest is 6 months. Um, there's definitely no getting away from screens, but they found in this study 2 hours a day could do damage to their brains. And so you ask the question then is like, why does it do damage to their brain? What is causing that? And the way to think about it is think about think about it just a room, a 5 by 5 room, right? And you have all of these papers coming in, paper being inputs, right? So whether the child is hearing communication, they're hearing words, they're seeing new colors, they're seeing cars, different animals, whatever it is, that's the papers coming into the room, right? Without having uh, without controlling that input in terms of how quickly they're coming in, right? The faster that those papers are coming in, the more they're just going to be get shoved, and that room is just going to file up, right? It's just going to build up more and more papers, right? Mom and dad are talking to them. It's going so fast, it's coming in, and then they open up this screen. All these papers are flying in. You see, like the child, whenever they're in front of a computer or a screen, if you look at them, their mouth drops and their eyes go droopy, right? And the reason why is they are just getting flooded with information and inputs, right? And so if there's no and that's going to happen. You can't stop the inputs from happening, right? And you can slow them down certainly, but the biggest key is to find a way to organize them when they come in because imagine if you have filing cabinets in that room. And all of a sudden, each thing that comes in is getting sorted into a filing cabinet. So then when the child recalls something, let's say, for example, there's a filing cabinet on animals, right? And so they can go in when somebody is talking to them about animals and find exactly what they need about that animal, right? Whereas there's no filing cabinet, which is 99.9% of kids right now, it's getting flooded in there from the screen, right? The input is increasing, the papers are just getting shoved, thrown into that room, piled high about animals. And so when you ask them about a bird, they have to go into that room and have to dig through all this stuff to try to find it, meaning that they're slower to process, they're unorganized, the meaning of whatever you're asking them is probably skewed. And so the key, right, is to really figure out how to slowly intake papers getting filed into the room while at the same time allowing file cabinets to be built throughout the room so that everything that is inputted is filed away properly. So when it needs to be recalled, all the child has to do is go into the room, pull the paper out of the animal file cabinet about a bird's leg, right? They pull it out and they can tell you what it is, right? If you think about it like that, this this article is very easy to understand why 2 hours can cause damage, right? Because if you watch, especially these things with kids now. If you watch these videos, it's all impulsive. It's all trying to just addict them to come back and watch more. Super high, vibrant colors, super high animation, super just unrealistic things. And so the whole thing that is getting inputted in there has it's not being organized whatsoever. All they all they are doing with that is it's causing the child to not be stimulated and is causing them to just relax. It's almost like giving them Xanax, right? And the reason why the child is addicted to go back to it because it gives them that calm peace of mind. And so when they go back out into the world after being on it for 2 days and they have these massive tantrums, what are they going to want to go back to? That's their peace now, right? And that's what it's created for so many kids. And if you think of the implications of that long term, it's pretty scary. Um, So yeah, something to really consider. The inputs with your child, right? How quickly things are getting siphoned in through the mind, and then how is it being organized? It's so crucial, especially within the first 7 years of their life. If it is not properly organized, it's not properly filed, that room is getting shut, right? You're shutting the door on that room after 7 years, And that's what they have to build off. That's their foundation. So really let that sit with you, because there's ways to go and get a key to re-unlock it, but for the most part, that room is locked for the rest of their life. And that's why you see, you give a phone to a 90-year-old, they have no idea what they're doing, right? Because the foundation of that room being locked off and the patterns built on top of that has caused them to completely not even be able to learn. So, is that what you want for your kids?